Welcome to Black History Month 2021, brought to you by the Brown School at Washington University in St. Louis. My name is Vetta Thompson. I'm the E. Desmond Lee Professor of Racial and Ethnic Studies at the Brown School. February is a time when we honor the legacy of those of African descent in the United States. I am presenting Bishop Richard Allen, founder and the first bishop of the African Methodist Episcopal Church. Richard Allen was noted as an abolitionist, educator, writer, and a leader during his time. Richard Allen was born on February 14th in 1760, an enslaved person in the state of Delaware. At 17, he converted to Methodism. His owner, who had also converted to Methodism, offered those he enslaved the opportunity to buy their way out of slavery, which Allen did in 1783 by working odd jobs in addition to the other work required of him. He was a devout man and began preaching in Baltimore at various Methodist churches and meetings. He was invited to Philadelphia in 1786, when he joined St. George's Methodist Church and continued his teaching and preaching. In 1787, Allen and his long-term collaborator and friend founded the Free African Society. The Free African Society was a non-denominational mutual aid society that assisted fugitive enslaved people and new migrants. In addition to their work in the community of Black people, when asked, they assisted the city of Philadelphia providing nursing care to the sick and doing the dirty work of burying the dead during a yellow fever outbreak in the area. They did this work in order to demonstrate the principle of the church and members of the community working to enhance the social development of all. In 1787, Richard Allen turned an old blacksmith shop into the first church for Blacks to worship. In 1799, he was the first Black person to be officially ordained in the ministry of the Methodist Episcopal Church. However, Allen could not rest knowing that Black people could not worship and participate as full brethren. He founded Bethel AME in 1794 as he and other Black ministers recognized how far white Methodists would go to enforce racial discrimination, having had Blacks pulled from their knees while praying because they were not in their designated location in the church. Also, because of ongoing interference by white church leaders, Allen had to sue in Pennsylvania courts in 1807 and 1815 for the right of his new congregation to exist as an independent institution from the Methodist Episcopal Church. On the first day of 1816, the Pennsylvania Supreme Court ruled that Bethel AME belonged to Richard Allen and his followers. Black Methodists in other Middle Atlantic states then joined to form the official African Methodist Episcopal denomination. The church formed to uphold the belief that all members of the church should work to enhance the entire social development of all people. The denomination was a key institution for Black people in the 19th century. It bought and held property, providing a space for worship and burial and other rites of the community. It preserved the art and history of the culture and the community, and established and supported educational institutions at all levels, including higher education. Allen was passionate about education, and he himself opened a day school for African American children. He worked actively for abolition and maintained his home as a stop on the Underground Railroad. He was committed to self-determination for Black people in the United States and opposed all the planning for Black colonization in other countries. I want to thank you for this opportunity and this honor to present Bishop Richard Allen.